Now, I keep seeing posts about this on almost every platform, with it varying slightly depending on who's saying it, but it don't help us if you ask me. I'm sure many of you have seen these posts calling out people who either took or pushed the jab but have now turned against it. This, I must say, looks like a purity spiral I've seen before, and trust me, it'll get you bloody nowhere. Now, personally, I'm no fan of any of these people, so I'm not here to defend them, but I do think that when it comes to calling out the liars who did this, anyone speaking out on it will help towards that goal. Oh, and let's not forget that many of the people in question, like Dr. Campbell, got the jab himself, which means smearing him with anti-vaxxer won't work, will it? Now, people will say, but these are doctors and all that who should have known better and seen it from the start, but we must remember doctors follow peer-reviewed medical papers, which during all this got hijacked by scumbags literally putting out bullshit. Legitimate and trusted medical journals with reputations going back decades bastardized their own reputations to push the narrative and dupe medical professionals along the way. They got propagandized just like the public did, and maybe even more so in some cases. Oh, and in my experience with doctors, I've seen them Googling people's symptoms, so they're not all knowing as some might think. Of course, we should never forget any of what they did, and nor does it take away any of the guilt that they should have for their part in it, but them standing on the right side of history's better than bloody nothing. The purity spiral that doesn't let people change their mind literally benefits no one. In fact, it's possible that that narrative is pushed as a way to discredit the people in question, because them speaking out is damaging to the agenda. Now, me, I don't trust the likes of Mulhotra or that, but it doesn't mean what they're saying is not right or useful, especially when it comes to calling out the crap that we call out. The whole reason we ended up in this shit is because not enough voices stood against it early on. Let's not make the mistake of pushing people away who are trying to do it now, even if they are late to the party. Just be thankful they ain't trying to rewrite their part in history like a lot of politicians and celebrities are doing.
Misinformation and disinformation is carrying people to believe things that are untrue. And therefore, while not forcing anyone to get vaccinated, I chose to make sure that all the incentives and all the protections were there to encourage Canadians to get vaccinated. Christia has outlined what the mandatory vaccination that's in place immediately for federal employees will look like. The bottom line, proof of vaccination will be required by no later than the end of this month for all federal employees. And by mid-November, enforcement measures in place will make sure that everyone is vaccinated. And the same goes for the second commitment we made, mandatory vaccination on travel. By the end of October, everyone 12 or older on a plane or train within Canada should be fully vaccinated. But by the end of November, if you're 12 or older and want to fly or take the train, you'll have to be fully vaccinated, as will staff.
Yeah, that's the pond scum we must focus on, not people who are actually trying to do the right thing now.